Bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that thing stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go. Timmy Hall, Bodeman on the update desk, running things one more time. Glad to do it with my friend, our Buckeye football expert, Austin Ward, everybody.
I can't believe this is it.
This is the last one, Austin.
I'm going to be here on Monday, but you're not going to be here on Monday.
Correct. You're going to be a big part of things going forward. And you know what? I didn't get to say it yet. Congratulations on the partnership with us here. I mean, I don't know how many people saw that coming. You've sort of been with the fan in your own
Trojan
role.
horse this thing. I just snuck it in.
You've sort of been here hanging around. Now Austin and Berm, we got you both.
They're
forever now.
I think the folks over there, like Fish and the people on the 10 TV side and 10 TV Plus, like, I thought this guy already worked here. Why does this podcast not exist on this network already? Like, of course we'll take it. So that was really exciting to make that official. It's been a wild 6 weeks or so, unlike anything else I've experienced. But when, Berm and I had an opportunity to kind of think about what we might want to do in the future, where we might want to do it, this felt like the most natural place because I know that it's a cliche that people around here do feel like your friends and family. And I know how business operates in this place. And it felt like a natural fit. And there were a lot of other things going on, obviously with you, with Morning Juice and everything that's happening next week as the schedule gets, jostled around. But I thought to me, that was another sign that the folks around here are really committed to the future and forward looking about the best way to cover Columbus, but for me specifically, they believe in the way that we cover Ohio State. So I'm excited to keep doing that. And really pumped.
And look, I'm happy for you because I know now you know as well as anybody about negativity and how some of that stuff goes. But to sit back and watch all the slander and libel being thrown at you guys, I know you can't speak to it, but I sure can. It's the biggest bunch of crap I've ever come across in doing this. So it was really cool to see us still go and get you guys now that you were available because you have a big audience and you got a lot of people through the years that have just respected your coverage of Ohio State football. So That's what it's all about. That's what it's about. And I know you guys will be right back to it and up and running here.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, we've got the first 3 episodes, because we have so many different shows that we do. They're all going to be under this Austin and Berm umbrella, but we've had the beat out, the morning version of our show that we do 5 days a week all year long talking about Ohio State football. So
got to tinker with the name a little bit.
Yeah, well, they're
part of the start here. Tinkering with the name of it.
Everything's changing and evolving and moving to the future. So we've had those. We had a mailbag on Friday morning just to kind of, see what people wanted us to talk about. Broke down the quarterbacks on Thursday because we hadn't had a chance to really dive into spring football the way that we wanted to. So it's been great to get that back and, snap judgments, the other things that we've always done, talking stuff with Berm's recruiting coverage that'll all exist under that umbrella as we move forward. So we're just scratching the surface and, we're going to have a ton of content coming.
And I know people have asked me, we'll get a channel up on our main page on the fans' YouTube account.
Yes,
so
eventually.
That will be there soon, so it will be even easier to navigate to all of your stuff. So we're going to do whatever we can do, obviously, to put all this stuff in one place and get it in front of you guys, and it'll be fantastic. The closer we get to football season, you won't be able to avoid it.
There'll be so much
when you wake up in the morning. If you take a nap, like when you look at your phone, bam, you're going to see Austin's face.
I think there's an argument.
Julian saying
there's an argument to be made that we produce too much Ohio State coverage, but you know what? It seems like people find it anyway and they consume it anyway. So we're going to keep doing as much as we possibly can. It'll be everywhere that you consume it. Whether you like the audio only, you don't want to look at me and Berm, I totally understand that. If it's going to be
that's
YouTube,
a choice you can
find
make.
that. 10 TV Plus, there's going to be stuff there. Some
Even
of that will be exclusive stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
where you'll have to go to the app to get it.
So we're going to hash all of that out. But as you said, that's, we couldn't wait to start talking about Ohio State football. Obviously, you and I have been doing that as much as we can on the Buckeye Show. But, in terms of the podcast and 10 TV Plus, we just wanted to, even if we weren't able to put it out everywhere quite yet, we were just itching to get rolling.
Off the top of thinking about, everything that has happened since I joined this radio station and since I've done this talk show, and, first and foremost, just getting to cover 2 national championship football teams in
it's crazy, right?
a town that you circle on the map. And when you're somebody like I was dedicated to continuing my career in this industry in sports talk radio, and I needed an opportunity. I needed a chance to get my foot back in the door somewhere. And when Columbus was available, I jumped on it. I jumped on it as fast as any job that I had seen when I was searching, when I was looking. And I've always known, about this town, and I'd come through Ohio many, many, many times throughout my childhood because my family's all from Indiana. So going from Virginia to Indiana 3 or 4 times a year, always lots of stops in Ohio. And it was always just a place that I was so curious about. And to get here and experience the passion for football, unlike anywhere else that I've ever been, and to be a part of just this radio station family, and to see the football team, the team that you care about the most, the team that you cover the most, get to the top of the mountain twice in 2014, and then just here recently, that's been really cool. I know you can sit back and say it should have been more. That's part of what we do. We've done that, right? That's part of what makes this special and what makes this fun. But to be sitting here fresh off a national championship as I wind this down with the last show, that is really, really cool.
Feel like we got here within like 6 months of each other, right?
I think so, because I was October of 2012. I got here, and to get here in the middle of a football season, in the middle of that football season.
What was that like?
When everything was happening, and it was Penn State week of all weeks to start. Now, I wasn't hosting a show that very first week. It wasn't much longer because things that were happening, famous things that were happening here at the radio station, with Torg sending out a tweet, and then everything sort of changed for my job, what I was walking into. But the Braxton Miller 1-yard touchdown run, the greatest 1-yard touchdown run of all time. That play, that game, that's my first football game that I experienced covering the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and this, because of the passion of the Ohio State fan base, because of the urgency of every single game they play, I can't imagine. I've never even asked you about it, like what it's like to jump in the middle, because I got here after spring ball of 2012. So I at least had all of training camp. I think I started with ESPN and ESPN.com in June of that. Maybe it was May. But we got here, post-spring. I didn't have the benefit of covering that. And I still felt like, well, you have to catch up. Like, you didn't see the spring game. You didn't have those open practices. And I still had plenty of time to acclimate. But you just, jumped right in the middle of one of the most fascinating seasons of all time.
It's a good point. Look, I think where I was in life at that point, I was still a stats guru, and I can't say that I was like Bodie with Notre Dame football with the score recall.
Well, nobody's
we could test him on that later on for old time's sake, for old lang syne, right? But I did my research. I was good about that, knowing Ohio State football, not just going back the last 10 years, but I mean, I can remember being with my, good buddy. Even I wasn't that young when 2002, when that national championship happened. I mean, I was invested in that game. I was invested in that college football season.
Right.
I was in Utah at the time, but a buddy of mine flew out there to do a little skiing, and we watched the game together, and we were obviously, like everybody else in the country that was invested in college football, on the edge of their seats, wondering how the Buckeyes were going to beat this juggernaut of a Miami team. And to see them do it and the way they did it, the play at the end, the flag, all of it.
Right.
I remember that vividly. So I kind of started there and then went back and, got to the Woody Hayes years and went before that, and the history of the shoe and building the stadium and how old it was, just everything that I could possibly do. And then when you get to a town here where you're still unfamiliar and, the audience is unfamiliar with you, you just want to be careful, I think. You just sort of slowly take bites out of it. And I wasn't on the air right away. So I think that was probably a big help, as I could just sit back and learn And everybody at the time, I know they were really welcoming. I remember Anthony Rothman being so nice to me. I remember, guys like that, Mike and T-Bone, and everybody that was in the building were smaller, It was just the 3 shows. It was just 12 to 3, 3 to 6, and then the Buckeye show. But it was like that. I remember when I met you, too. You were cool right from the beginning. I think we hit it off, and you were coming into town, too, and we're a little bit new. But I never...
You're like, hey, I love basketball.
I never...
Why don't people love basketball here?
I never remembered getting you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you didn't grow up here type of vibe. Because, some people are, and that's great. And I understand that appeal. But some of us came from other places, and that's cool, too. And I'm proud to say I never want to leave. My son's growing up here, and he's an Ohioan as true as anything. And I'm happy. I'm happy the way that everything is gone.
Yeah.
So we'll keep breaking things down. We're going to talk a lot of Buckeyes as well, reminisce a little bit as well, because I actually found the very first rundown from the first time I ever did the show, and then when I started back up again in the second stint. But Jack Sawyer, he told a pretty good story about how he knew when the Buckeyes finally had their quarterback. Austin Ward is in tonight. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Every student deserves a great public education, and Ohio's dedicated public school educators make that possible. This Teacher Appreciation Week, let us know about a great teacher making a big difference in your child's life, and they could win a big prize. Submit your nomination at ohea.org/thankateacher.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland.
I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, but a bit breezy out there and cool on this Friday. Temperatures in the low 60s. Overnight, we're going to drop all the way back down to the upper 30s and a touch of frost possible Saturday morning, but a perfect afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and highs in the low to mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
A show that knows its enemy.
They hate us, we hate them. That's the way it's got to be.
It's Michigan, obviously. I even hate them, and I'm the impartial voice guy. Yuck. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward on this Friday edition, the final one that I'm going to do. Really appreciate you guys being with us throughout the years and appreciate you being here tonight as well. So we're going to keep having some fun.
We couldn't even stop reminiscing during the break, man.
No, it's just been a lot of that going on. Just reminiscing about Austin and how he came here the same year that I did and how it started off with that old ESPN.com gig. Back when those guys were still employing the full-time writers. They had the team pages, and
they had to get rid of
content up there.
They had to get rid of 100 of us so they could keep Stephen A. Smith.
He's expensive, man.
I mean, do the math. We did the math.
Yeah,
a bunch of us when we left. It's like, okay.
Hey, you know what? If it's all going to go to Stephen A.,
he is on Law and Order this week. Did you guys see that?
He is?
He was on Law and Order, yeah.
Have you seen that he does some soap operas every now and then? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be the ABC
He's running
one.
for president here, too, in a few years as well.
Right.
Man never stops working.
Why not?
He's a talented guy, buddy.
What if he just went up in the next, would there be 2028, right? Just went up and let me tell you why Jalen Brunson is the best point guard in the league.
Quite frankly.
You're like, Stephen A., we're kind of talking about tariffs this time. He's like, no.
Quite frankly, these tariffs are terrible.
Talking about LeBron James right here. So Jack Sawyer, you just heard in the rejoin right there. So how perfect is that? Wanted to talk about him. The listen on Big Ben's podcast. I've almost made my way through the entire thing. Good stuff with the new Pittsburgh Steelers, but 2 great Buckeyes. Could go so far as to call those dudes Buckeye legends, even though Will played 1 year, but he did what he did.
Different path to legendary status.
Yeah, but hey, he got there. So I wanted to start with this. You may not have heard this one because all of the content from that podcast has centered around the Michigan versus national championship question, which we get it, right? Like, we understand. Like, that's one for the headlines, and people want to go nuts with that. And
what else can they say?
Right. We talked about it. I thought they were very detailed. I thought they described that in the perfect way. How, we wanted to win that game. We're not taking away from its importance, but if it's one or the other, it's the national championship.
Those rings are pretty big.
They're really big. That's not to say that when years pass, they will think back on their time here, and it will bother them.
It will.
And that, I think, is a good thing. That's part of what tells you this rivalry still will matter.
And if it didn't,
and I hope it always maintains that level of importance.
If it didn't bother them, then they wouldn't have the championship rings either.
Exactly.
They just would have chalked it up as, well, that's it, Didn't accomplish.
They would have had bad attitudes and bad mindsets, and they wouldn't have won 4 humongous games like that. So, Jack, I love to hear when, Jack's not talking about himself in this regard. So this is the sign of a true friend, right? He's talking simply about Will Howard and that first time that he saw him and was really paying attention to him. Here was Sawyer from the Football podcast.
I just told the story last night to him and his family. The first time I ever saw Will play, we were watching, we were all hanging out. I mean, some of my best friends from Ohio State watching Kansas State play. Who you guys playing? TCU. It was TCU.
The Big 12.
And we're watching them. And, this quarterback keeps making plays. Like, damn, this guy's 6'4", 240 run. He ran for like 100 yards that game or something. Threw a couple touchdowns, and he got out the one time was flexing over a guy. We're like, man, this guy's kind of badass. I kind of like this guy, So we started rooting for the rest of the night, and then, it's funny how fate has its way, and then fast forward to my end of my junior year, and I'm going through the process of coming back, and I was coming back for anyone ever knew, and talking to Coach Day, and I was like, what's the quarterback situation going to be? After
so you said come back because you had a chance to go to the draft.
Yeah, after my junior year, and I decided to come back. I wasn't ready to go. Wanted to finish off the way we were able to last year.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I mean, I could listen to Jack Sawyer talk all day.
He's awesome.
The fact that he is from Central Ohio here and he sounds like he's an SEC dude, I think is amazing. It's like, oh man, this dude's badass. Oh hell, man, and all my Ohio State friends. He's fantastic. He's tremendous. He's like a Buckeye superhero at this point, Jack Sawyer.
And he's got, the origin story is great, and growing up around here and all the things that he had to do, the challenges, playing out there in Pickerington and building himself up, changing position, all the other things. And you have a moment that is unforgettable. Anyone who saw it, I can't imagine what it was like to live it for him. I don't think he'll ever be able to put it in words.
He did in that podcast. Well, and again, he's spoken about it a lot. And Big Ben was kind of coming from the standpoint of, I'm not on social media or watching things. So I know you've been going over this 50 to 100 times, but he's still happy to describe it, and the fact that it bounced the way that it did. He didn't know if he'd be able to make that run if he didn't get that hop, but I think Blue was chasing him down, so he had a running back on his tail, but he still made the play.
He had a guide from Sonny Styles throwing the block behind him, which was also pretty cool and fitting. But even when he goes in detail about it, it's still like, how do you capture what that emotional moment is and everything when you've been an Ohio State fan your whole life and you are sending the Buckeyes to the national championship and gonna be a favorite to win it. I think he's trying, and he's had a lot of practice in answering it, as he did on a podcast and anytime that we talk to him, but it's still never gonna, I think, truly encapsulate how special it was. And for anyone, and I think that that's true for people who watched it and have known him since he was 16 years old too.
I think the cool thing about it too is to see how truly those guys do love each other, and it's been a short relationship thus far, but it's one that's going to last a lifetime now. Now they're playing for the same NFL team. If that goes well, if they have, 7 to 10 successful years there together, you're talking about a really incredible story. As much as it pains Browns and Bengals fans, I get it, but focusing on the Buckeye side of it, to see Will sitting there while Jack's speaking about him like that is a nice moment, and it was cool to see. And Jack, one more part of it, he wasn't done on learning when they got Will at Ohio State.
And Kyle had just gotten the portal, and I was like, what are we going to do at quarterback? We only got a couple young guys and haven't really played at all, no experience. Like, what are we going to do there? And Coach Day just kind of smiled. He was like, we got the guy. And I was like, who? He was like, I can't really say anything yet, but
so wait for that check to clear.
I think we're gonna get Will Howard. And so I was like, oh wow, the guy from K-State. He's like, yeah, and I was like, no. The guy that I was watching, a year before, rooting for him in the Big 12 championship. So, then he comes in, and then, the rest is history, as they say.
You know who Jack is like for me now? It's what's the dude's name in Office Space? Diedrich Bader from Drew Carey's show. Oh hell no, man. Oh S no, man. No S no.
You gotta
tells that to me.
You gotta have the bleep button handy when you're talking to Jack.
Oh S, man.
Which is great.
It's fantastic.
I always tell those guys,
like a sailor.
And he's done that a few times. I think during the Cotton Bowl buildup, there was a lot of emotion going on after that loss, and people were asking him about his future. And he dropped a few of those. He's like, I'm really sorry. I was like, don't be sorry for that. Like, no one's taking this live. You should let your personality out. And maybe, I don't want to say I'm responsible for that, but I'm like, don't worry about it. Let us handle that after. You say the things that are on your heart, on your mind, on your chest, and let them out. Let them out.
That's a podcast right there. Full bore.
Do it anyway.
I had to edit Will for a piece that we'll play later on in the program. His was a worse word, too.
Ooh.
I think you can get the picture.
What could you actually play from when Jack got the phone call from Pittsburgh? You see that on social media?
We did play that.
Beep,
so it was
beep.
at
Oh,
least
man,
2
let's
or
go.
3
Beep,
beeps.
beep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's just oh S, man. Oh F. Oh MF. Oh S. This is great.
I
you
love
know,
it.
I think it's good too. He's fantastic. Whatever he's doing, you keep doing it. It's right and it is working. Here another guy who just cusses all day long. That's Pat Murphy. That's our friend.
Yeah.
We're going to do some beers and Buckeyes one last time. That's coming up in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Drink up, Slappy. It's time for Beers and Buckeyes with Patrick Murphy.
All right, here we go. Pat, happy Friday. We got to make this a good one, buddy.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed I wasn't invited into the studio to come see you on your last day of the night show, but, you know, I guess I'll see you when I see you.
You are. Come on down.
Yeah, well, fortunately,
I bet you're already out. Aren't you? You're out.
I am getting ready to have dinner with my family for Mother's Day, even though we're a couple days early. So,
So if I would have invited you to come in the studio, you'd say, no, sorry, I can't. We can do it on the phone. That's what you would have done.
No, I would have skipped out on my family, Tim. That's what you mean to me.
Please, man. It's like this every Friday. This is why this is so much fun. What are we going to be sipping on here tonight? Let's knock the fun stuff out of the way early.
Well, we've got, after I'm done with dinner, I'm going to meet some people to watch the Cavs-Pacers game.
Yes.
So, yeah, that should be an interesting one. Probably a beer night. I've got a bit of a busy day tomorrow. Got some stuff to get done, so don't want to do anything too crazy.
You got Bed Bath & Beyond tomorrow or what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Not enough time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Never enough time.
Pat, what are you really studying right now about this Ohio State football team as we get into we get pretty deep into the offseason here? I know recruiting's still at the forefront, but month of May here, it's time where you could sort of go through some issues or position group battles from spring football. What's buzzing right now for you?
I think a lot of it is just kind of going back through stuff from spring, figuring out where Ohio State sits in certain position groups. The ones, obviously, that don't have returning starters or obvious guys stepping in.
Yeah.
Quarterback being the chief position among those, but you look at safety, getting somebody that will work to replace Lathan Ransom and pair well with Caleb Downs. I think that nickelback position is going to be huge, given what Jordan Hancock did. Probably one of the guys who didn't get talked about enough, and I think is going to do some good things in the NFL now. You got to figure out some of the depth on the D-line, as we've talked about a lot. Still maybe some questions on the offensive line, though I think they figured a lot of that out. So, yeah, it's a lot of that right now. And if, you're digging deeper, like, okay, how does this work at tight end with so many options here? We just haven't seen that from the Buckeyes before. Usually it's one or two guys. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are interesting about this team, a lot of things that we don't know, but I think there's a lot of things to at least potentially like.
All right. Murph, you said that we have talked about it a lot, and we have. But if you look at the portal shopping and the fact that Ohio State did not land anyone at defensive tackle, what would be your level of surprise that did not materialize?
I would say pretty high, just given what Ryan Day said when he was asked about that. Larry Johnson as well. It sounded like they certainly wanted a guy or two to come in and add some extra depth. But as we know, they aren't just looking for the best guy. They're looking for the right fit and trying to get a guy who not only is talented but fits with that culture. And so maybe that guy wasn't out there. I did look, and I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but if you go back and look at the two starting defensive tackles, Tyleik Williams and Ty Hamilton last year, I think they played something like 76% of the snaps, and that includes garbage time. So it's not like there was a ton of rotation a year ago. Now, obviously, there were some big plays made by guys coming off the bench, especially on those goal line packages. But I do think that we've seen Ohio State maybe not use depth at that position and still be okay. Now, obviously, Tyleik got hurt last year, so you want to have depth there, and that's certainly important. But maybe it's not important as some past years where we've seen more rotation from Larry Johnson.
Pat, I was talking with Tyvis about the safety room. No surprise there on a previous show. He is really, really high on Jalen McClain. Now, when you think about that second safety spot with Caleb Downs, how much are you thinking about him and the other candidates for that position there?
Yeah, I think he's probably the guy at the top of the list. Obviously, Malik Hartford, Fahim Delaney with the way he finished spring will pop to mind as well. But I think if you talk to guys in the secondary, coaches, that's McClain's a name that comes up pretty quickly. And if I were betting on who wins that job, I think I would probably put money there, though we still have a fall camp to get through, and obviously that'll give time for the other guys to make their push. But, I think he proved himself well in limited opportunities, and then obviously in spring with Caleb Downs not doing a ton. So I think it's still certainly a battle, but I think coming out of spring, I feel more confident about who's going to be there game one next to Caleb Downs, and I imagine it'll be McClain.
Murph, I was intrigued by what you said and the way you described the offensive line situation. I think, to me, I guess, are you uncertain about just who the 5 starters are going to be, or are you concerned about if they have enough starters?
No, I think it's the first one. I think, does Ethan Onyanwa hold up at this level? I think we just haven't seen enough of that to be confident, though I did like that he was able to make the push from kind of a second-string guy to a first-string guy. Is Austin Sareveld really a tackle? Is that a thing that's going to stick, or was that just something we'll see in the spring, and then maybe he moves around in fall camp as other guys kind of develop? What does Phillip Daniels do? Obviously, with some experience playing in the Big Ten from a year ago. I do like what they've got in the interior. If you need Austin Sareveld to move around, you got Luke Montgomery, you got Taylor Shabola, those guys, and then Carson Hinsman, Josh Padilla, I think at center, and we know that they can also do some guard stuff. So I think just still questions, and not nearly as many questions as I had coming into spring, but I think just you need to see some of these guys in new positions or new guys in more than just, contact or non-contact for the quarterbacks and things like that.
Pat Murphy from Bucknuts and 24/7 Sports with us here for Beers and Buckeyes. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you, Pat, a little bit better. And, we were joking about it before we started the segment here. And my running joke has been he goes to so many weddings. Every time we've done this segment, I feel like you've gone to at least 10 weddings since we've been doing.
He's got
Beers
a lot
and
of
Buckeyes.
friends, Timmy.
He does. He's got a lot of friends. You've probably been in half of those weddings. I don't know, Pat, but you definitely enjoy waking up on a Saturday or Sunday morning and heading to the bar, having some suds, and watching your favorite soccer team play.
Yeah, 100%. I think the weddings have started to slow down, though I guess I still have mine to finish planning and go to, and we did just get invited to another one the other day. But
there it is.
Slowed down. I'm curious if we could go back and figure out how many of the weddings that I've gone to have I answered the phone when you guys have called on a Friday, because I bet the number would be pretty high.
Well, that's because you're a real one.
Yeah, I try. I do what I can.
Well, that has been part of what has made it fun, because so many times we would hear on the other end of the phone line how you're either out on, the streets of Nashville, like walking from one place to the next, cars are going by, the wind is blowing. It's better when you're out and about. It's better when you're heading out to get the weekend started, get that Friday night popping. That's what we want. We want to feel good.
Good. Well, I'm glad I could deliver. Tim May did. I was in D.C. once when I don't think you were on the show, and Tim gave me some shtick about being out walking. I was walking through D.C., and there was a lot of traffic, and he was like, "We can't even hear you." And I was like, "Well, everyone else seems to be able to hear me. It's just Tim." So that's one that stands out. But, Tim, thanks for this. I appreciate you having me on as many times as you did to go on the list. Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
Love
that's for you, Pat. We gotta close the bar, all right? It's 1:55 in the morning here.
He stays out later than that.
Well, I mean, the lights are up, the bars are closing, so you got to get on out, man. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
As long as you get to know the bartenders, you can usually hang out a little bit longer.
That's right.
All right, Pat, we'll see you soon, man. I know you'll be on with Beam and Buckeye Show.
You're going to get a YouTube strike if you don't turn that off.
Starting next. We don't care about that for this one. Yeah, we don't care about it this time. Thanks a lot, Pat. Have fun.
All right, sounds good, guys. Good talking with you.
Yep, there he goes. Yeah. Semisonic, baby. Now, would you hear this pretty much at every bar you would go to? I feel like we got Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believin' at the bars I would frequent would always be one of the last songs played too.
I think the Ranger in Laramie would have closing time on at 1:56.
The Ranger sounds like a nice little saloon. You have some cowboy hats at the Ranger?
It's a great way to describe it. And there's a beautiful shuffleboard table along the wall that I'd love for you to come check out with me someday.
Oh, a little bar shuffleboard.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic
that was my spot.
Option.
That was my spot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good spot. A good old Wyoming, where Austin was in his cowboy days. We are going to run back our final Power Five. They're all the final ones here. Our gal Nicole Sheeran from 10 TV. She's going to join us as we do what maybe is my favorite Buckeye Show segment ever. So people ranking things on a Friday night. The Power Five coming up. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Big Voice Guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
It's like when you get a paper cut, and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened, and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a microthin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO. How do we get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco professional coil cleaning for just $468.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Because there's nothing better to do on a Friday night, let's just rank 5 things. It's the Buckeye Show's Power 5.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, and Nicole Sheeran of 10 TV. She's in studio. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for paying us a visit.
I'm honored.
It's been fun getting to know you this last year as well.
Fun. It's been really fun. Are we having a heart-to-heart right now?
I mean, it's
that's this whole show.
It is the whole
if you
show.
haven't picked up on that, Nicole, this has been the emotional one. The first segment was all about Timmy and I reminiscing about when we.
I'd like to think that every segment we've ever done is heart to heart.
It is. You know,
My
I will
heart's
say
been
though,
in
Tim,
every single segment that we've ever
he's
done.
a liar.
I will say though, Tim, not to be too sappy, but like this really just has like brought our friendship to the next level. You know, like
you just asked me what I was doing, and then you go and say something like that. Come on.
Well,
you better not have a handshake with him.
We don't, Tim. We got to get on that. We have lots of time for that. Don't worry.
we got to get on that. Getting a secret handshake.
Yeah.
I just found out though. I highly disappointed the Bode man back there. Bodie, what was Pat Murphy talking about in the middle of that interview? Was he spouting off about the offensive line?
Defensive tackle transfer.
I was going to say, honest to God, I have no idea what he was talking about. I just know he said they're not looking for the best players; they're looking for the right ones. And I looked at Tim, and I was 100% expecting Tim and I to lock eyes and have a moment. And he was looking down at his computer screen. But nevertheless,
looking for the best players, Craig. I'm looking for the right ones.
I'm so sorry.
Nicole doesn't know what movie that's from, Bodie.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if we were going to bring this up. Bodie,
I'm bringing it up.
I have a confession. I've never seen that movie, but I've lived it.
You know what? You made up for it to a certain extent because that's good. That's a good job out of you, Nicole.
That's something that Bodie says.
Yeah, that's great.
It has been on my watch list, though. Okay, so
They don't make
I'll
movies
get
like
there.
that
When was the last time you watched it? Because I watched it a month ago, last month.
Oh, wow.
I would say I spend a lot of time on YouTube, probably too much time, honestly.
You clip it.
And it is a big, like, hey, you might want to watch this again. I'm like, of course I do. This is the greatest movie ever made.
Great idea, algorithm.
Yes, thank you.
You know me so well.
And then you probably watch like 13 of them in a row.
Yeah, they just stack
of
up.
random clips, not even in any order of the movie.
Doc told me I can't be. Yeah, I know. You got a bad bruise. Bruise on the leg is a hell of a long way from the heart, you candy ass.
Yeah, it is. Put your gear on, you pansy. Come on.
What if he plays?
What are we doing?
I don't understand, Herb. If he plays on it, can he hurt it any worse?
It would be very painful for him, and he won't be very effective. So I thought for the final Power 5, there was a million different directions I was thinking about going, and I thought, let's make this simple and pure because it is the Buckeye show. A lot of times we have some fun with this, and it's not necessarily a Buckeye football or whatever type of Power 5. It's just something fun. Pizzas, ice cream, candies, whatever. We've done, sports movies. We've done so many. Because I didn't know really when rom-coms. We did the list not too long ago. I was pulling up rundowns from all the different years we've done this, and I know that this one goes back beyond a decade. I don't know exactly the day that I implemented the Power 5, what Friday it was, but I know it was longer than a decade ago. So been doing it for a while. And I got for you my 5, I'll call it my 5 favorite Buckeyes that I've covered in the time I've been doing this. Starting, we just mentioned him because, and I wrote this down before the show, Braxton Miller. Braxton Miller, number 5 on the list. Some would say, how the hell is he that low on the list? Well, it's my list and they're my favorites. But to walk into doing this gig and you got a guy under center that's one of the most electric athletes you've ever seen on a football field, I think it speaks for itself. And then with the position switch and what he still continued to do, who can forget that Virginia Tech game, the good one, not the bad. Well, he wasn't in the bad one. He was hurt for that one.
He was, yeah. That was part of the reason that it was painful.
Yeah, that one was painful. But to see him get it back in 2015 and put those moves out there. Number 4, I had to throw somebody recent, so I went with Jack Sawyer.
Nice.
And I think Jack really just sort of did this in the last 4 games. I don't know if I would have had him on this list.
He's got to be on that list.
But I don't know if I would have had him on this list if he didn't have the run that he had.
He needed the ring.
That's credit to him.
That's fair. That's
credit to him.
Yeah.
And again, like we talked about when we listened to some of his clips from Big Ben's podcast, it's a lot more to it than Jack.
Yeah.
He's just really likable.
Yes.
He's really likable. You can see how people gravitate towards him. He's a fun guy. Could you imagine drinking with Jack Sawyer?
Electric.
God, might not come home from that, So number 3, I had to put these guys together because I would wind up working with both of them.
It's not even a Power 5, it's a Power 6.
Yeah, what are we doing, Power 9?
Hey, you know what? My list.
Okay, fine.
Not a Power 9, Power 6.
Okay.
Well, Nicole's got her best 85 from last year's team.
I don't care about it. Joshua Perry and Tyvis Powell.
I knew Tyvis was going to be on the list.
Teammates, they were both 2 of the more fun guys on that team. I think you could see the media gravitate towards them when it was, post game, or if you were looking for a quote, looking for a soundbite about Buckeye football. And I thought, as players too, both of those guys started where they were and they finished way ahead and I don't know how Tyvis wasn't an NFL draft pick. We've kidded him about that for quite some time.
Yep.
That stinks. Joshua Perry clearly was. They're both going to be fantastic broadcasters for years to come. Joshua going national. He's co-hosted the Buckeye Show before. So that's something that he has done. So I've gotten to know him that way, and he's a great guy. Tyvis, of course, going to mornings on Monday with T-Bone, and he's doing what he does. Number 2, this guy is in my personal collection, as they say.
PC.
That's right.
PC.
In the PC when it comes to the collectibles and the card hobbyists. Terry McLaurin.
That's good.
Terry McLaurin, got to give him some love because, again, he wasn't able to blow it up with stats when he was here, although he did have 11 touchdown catches in his last season because who was slinging him the pill. That was Dwayne Haskins. I thought about Dwayne for this list as well. May he rest in peace. But I
can't believe you have him in number 2. That is stunning to me.
You thought he'd be number 1?
I thought he'd be number 1 is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
for
that.
I think you know. I think you just have to think a little bit. Because I didn't necessarily say it was all Buckeye football, did I?
No, you
I just said
didn't.
Ohio State players.
Well, never mind. I know who it is.
Yes, I think,
number 4.
I think you know.
Is
it's
that number
4.
1?
Yeah, number 4 in your program, number 1 in your hearts. Dr. Aaron Kraft.
Okay, I should have known.
That's good.
One of the
I did
greatest
think
players
fitting. It's only
in Ohio
fitting,
State basketball history.
I did think it was going to be football only, and I should have known better.
Yeah, that was bad on our part.
I will say, too, it's tough to think about Aaron Kraft and not think about my guy, Jayshawn Tate, with how hard of a player he was. And I know, like, this is the thing. Aaron Kraft was the mile marker there when Thad Matta's run was coming to an end, and this basketball program is in this place now. We all know where it is, where they are fighting like hell to try to climb out of this and get back to competing for championships and making runs in the NCAA tournament. And Aaron Kraft was part of those last great teams. True college basketball greatness that accomplished everything but just winning the national championship, which is, you could be a great team and one of the best in the country and still not get that done. It's really, really hard to do. But for him to be a part of, a Final Four teams, Big Ten champions, tournament champions, regular season champions, all-time leader in assists, all-time leader in steals, leads the program in 2 of the major stat categories. He should have his jersey retired, in my opinion. I've always said that. And there's some others that, like a Sullinger and guys like that, Turner, that have their claim that could be up there. Well, wait, did E.T. get his? E.T. got his, right?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, Evan Turner was the most recent one, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But Kraft should be up there, too.
I think he's the only player in Ohio State history that gets, like, opposing columnists across the state line to just talk about his rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one who ever did that.
I think so, too. He just played the game so damn hard.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He was a talented player that played it so hard. So there they are, the 5.
I love it.
The 5 that I love the most. Who for you guys? Like, Austin, you've been here a while, too. Just, you don't have to go 5 deep, but top of your head.
No, I had 5. I mean, I thought we were both going to get to participate in this segment.
Tim, that's so rude of you.
It is his final show, so I'll let him have the spotlight. Terry McLaurin is also on my list. Thayer Munford is one of my all-time favorites, and his journey, his personality. Barely, there's just, I could talk about Thayer Munford and getting into Ohio State and graduating and all that. I could talk about it for an hour. I don't need to. But Josh Proctor, a similar boat, and the level of adversity that he faced, and going down to Oklahoma and meeting him in high school and meeting his family was pretty cool.
Proctor, who had the hit on Wisconsin quarterback
to knock it out, was that Jack Cohn?
Jack Cohn.
Yeah,
Notre Dame legend Jack Cohn.
One of the most bone rattling hits that you're ever going to see.
He doesn't even remember that he was a Wisconsin quarterback.
No, he doesn't. You talked going back to 2012, and you named Braxton. For me, the guy that was captain, heartbeat, one of the first people that I connected with and built any kind of relationship, and still do shows with him as well. No, Zach Boren, ZB44, an all-timer for me. And then in terms of putting everything together, personality, on-field performance, Chase Young is a one of one for me. So, it's easy to go to the quarterbacks and gravitate to that, but they're just Chase Young talking about football after practice and hanging out around there. And the side of him that not everyone got to see was really cool and really special. And the fact that he took that out and then was the best defensive player in America and a Heisman Trophy finalist was really awesome.
I think we remember seeing Chase Young when he was a true freshman, or even in spring football before, and thinking that this guy's NFL ready right now just by the look of him. Like, he was that freakish of an athlete. Nicole Sheeran of 10 TV is here. What about just from these guys this year that you've covered? Like, top of your mind favorites.
I was going to joke because, I've been here for a really long time, too.
Long
time, multiple years. No, but in my 1 year here, I will say this team left a lasting impact on me.
Yep.
Just in my job, out the job aside, just as human beings. I got to go with Jack Sawyer as my number 1 because he was my first interview when I moved here at Big Ten Media Days. And since then, I'd interviewed him a bunch of times. He's, like you said, a fun guy, great personality. He respects what we do, and that goes a long way. I also loved getting to know Emeka Egbuka throughout the season. He's a great dude. I mean, they're all just so well-spoken, too, which I always am in awe by, of how these guys are in college and they sound like they're I don't know, like professional speakers. Like they just sound so great. I also loved Quinshawn this year. He's a great personality, really fun to cover. One that's maybe not like a sleeper pick, but I just think he's such a fun dude is Lathan Ransom.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier. He's going to have a career in TV one day. Like he is just so like zesty, I think would be the right word. Like he's zesty. Like he just like is swaggy and he's fun and he plays jokes and they're always just like
all the things that we're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Everything
that's
that we're
what
trying
makes
to
a
do.
guy fun to cover. You have a personality.
How much zest do you think he has on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh.
He's like a 7 at least.
I was going to say 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is
zest.
You're
That's
not
a good amount of zest.
You're not fully clean until you're zestfully clean, right? And Lathan is. He's a good, clean boy,
He
right?
is. That's right. That's
All right. Nicole, stay there. We're going to do a Pulse segment, so you can hang with us. There's nothing I want more than an update on this story that keeps on giving in the last college football Pulse. Plus, we need to hear from one of my favorite coaches one more time. Keeping our finger on the pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan, it's always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. It's a borderline must-win game tonight for the Cavaliers as they're on the road to face the Pacers for Game 3 of the best-of-7 series. Tip-off in Indianapolis is at 7:30. Indiana leads the series 2-9. One other game in the NBA playoffs tonight. The Thunder meet the Nuggets in Denver at 10 o'clock. That series is even at 1 game apiece. Baseball tonight, the Guardians host the Phillies for the first of 3 in Cleveland. Gavin Williams is on the bump. First pitch is here shortly at 7:10. Meanwhile, the Reds continue the road trip as they're in Houston for the first of 3 against the Stros. That one will get underway at 8:10 tonight. Nick Martinez starts for Cincinnati. Got a pair of games in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Toronto's at Florida here at 7 o'clock with the Maple Leafs leading 2-9. And Dallas looks to go up 2-0 when they face the Jets in Winnipeg at 9:30. And Jake Diebler filled out his coaching staff today with the hiring of Brian Walsh. Walsh spent the last 3 years as an assistant coach at Indiana. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Hour 2 of the Buckeye Show, the final one that I will be on, and we've got.
I was gonna do that too. We almost hit it in stereo.
We got some changes.
Kind of glad I didn't. Though.
We got some changes that I know you guys have heard of here coming up on Monday, May 12th on The Fan. You're gonna get your morning started with T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 to 9 a.m. Nothing is going to change with Bishop and Friends. They're going to keep rocking at 9 to noon. Rothman and Ice from 12 to 3. Common Man and Timmy from 3 to 6. That's me. Our guy Brandon Beam right here with the Buckeye Show. Bobby Carpenter and Tito, 6 to 8 in the morning. The Morning Juice. So Morning Juice will live. It'll be digital on YouTube. It'll be on the Fans HD3. And then from 10 to noon, it'll be on 10 TV Plus.
That's right.
So a lot of good stuff coming up Monday, May 12. We've been talking about it for a long time. It is finally going to come into play. Bodeman, one of our top stories here this past week and a half. We still get a little tidbit, little update on it. Jordan Hudson.
Drum roll, Timmy.
Yeah.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year, or at least the whole offseason. The University of North Carolina, they issued a statement today saying that Bill Belichick's girlfriend is a welcome guest at football facilities after reports also came out today claiming that she had been banned by the school. Part of that statement read this, quote, while Jordan Hudson is not an employee at the University of Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities. She will continue to manage all activities related to Coach Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for Carolina football and the university. I can't swim, Timmy.
I know that, Eddie. I know that. So I do love the fact that Pablo Torre, he sort of revealed this and said that, numerous sources close to Belichick's
revealed
family
a lot.
detailed that the relationship had her banned from university facilities. They came back and said that's not true. But then he came back and stood on his reporting, stood on his business. He said the University of North Carolina can choose to describe or change its position on Jordan Hudson's involvement however it wishes. Following the publication of our episode, we requested comment and filed dozens of requests that were not satisfied, and we stand by the specific reporting in our episode, which came from the highest levels of the football program. So I kind of side with Pablo here because there's just no way. There's no way we can see how this dynamic is played out, and the higher ups with North Carolina football couldn't at the very least be ultra concerned by what is unfolding with this.
It's just so weird.
That's it, right?
That is the word. It's weird.
I don't know if that's strong enough.
I agree.
It's utterly bizarre.
Yeah. Bizarre. That's a great word for it. Nice work.
How could any of the Belichick children think anything different, right?
Right. Well, and
what's happening here?
For the school, it is slightly concerning when they're like, hey, we got football season coming up. What's going on?
What?
Where's the focus?
Is Jordan on the headsets?
Where are we at in society today?
What's she calling up here? What's she dialing up? I mean, it's absolutely insane what's happening.
Yeah.
And I thought when we were done with the 60 Minutes interview and all that, it's like, it
would die down.
How much more could there possibly be? But her proactive approach to that interview has been like the rest of the world, like NFL media, Pablo Torre here. You had Access Hollywood or TMZ out there. Like now everyone's like, holy cow, there's something going on here
Right.
that everyone is going to want to know about.
No, I mean, even if in that interview she had just said, oh, like we talked about this the other week, Tim, like, oh, we met at
Tinder.
some
On a
cycling
plane.
or
Like, we
Tinder.
already
Literally.
know where it is.
Yeah, the plane, a coffee shop. Okay, great. I feel like it's kind of brushed under the rug. I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we'd be in this position now.
So I guess the other part
I
of
don't
this reporting from Pablo Torre was like that North Carolina is having to look into all this stuff, and maybe her age is not what she had said before.
Oh, jeez.
Nicole, I'm curious. Nicole Sheeran of 10 TV is with us.
Oh, boy.
I'm curious.
I'm nervous.
This could go anywhere.
At what age would you be dating a guy to where you'd be embarrassed to tell your parents about it? Or
Like,
maybe you wouldn't even want to bring it up to your parents
What's
about.
the number?
What's the
What's
number?
the
What do you mean?
oldest I would go?
Her
What's the
age or his age?
I think you know what I mean.
Okay, so I'm 27 years old. I think I would go like feeling great. Okay, no, not even that. I would date someone as old as I think 33 would be the top for me.
Okay, so that's not much at all. Ooh,
No.
That's not much at all.
Maybe 34. Like,
Austin and I have
I'm
long since aged
realistically-
out.
I'm realistically saying, like, how old would I go? Now, I'm not
Yeah.
judging you for dating a 40-year-old, but me personally, I think I'd go 33 or 34.
That's just what I was curious about.
Yeah.
And obviously, Jordan
I'm
Hudson
going to tell
sees
you right
things
now.
a little bit differently.
I'm going to tell you right now. If I told my parents that I was dating a guy Billy B's age, I don't think I'd be allowed back in their home.
I'll make up for it now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'd say, who dis?
Yeah. So,
how's it going to end?
I mean, he's older than your parents, right?
no. Well, wait, how old is Billy B?
Yeah, he's got to
No.
be.
He's 74.
Your parents are a bit on the older
So
side.
I don't
huh?
want to expose my mom
Okay,
is
all right, you
younger.
don't- I'm not
My
gonna-
dad is older than that.
we don't have
though,
to put
by a few
your mom's
years.
business
My
out
dad
on the
wouldn't
streets.
care. He does not care. But my mom is younger than Billy B.
We
My
don't
dad
care
is
how old they are. They
older.
love you just the same.
They do. They're the best. I love them. Best
Thanks for
friends.
bringing over these new friends. This new friend for us. We're gonna go play canasta with Billy B.
Billy B.
No, Euchre's big here in Ohio. We're
Yeah,
all gonna get
Euchre's
down on
big.
Euchre.
There you
Like,
go.
let's go.
Yeah.
But Austin, how's this going to end? Like, are they going to get through the
Poorly.
season with this?
Yeah.
Poorly. No,
He's making $10 million. It's twice what they were paying Mackie Boy last year.
See, I didn't think it was going to work out in the first place, and it's going worse than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to handle, if you're Bill Belichick and you're the most successful NFL coach of all time. So one of the most successful coaches of all time of any sport. You should be able to manage the offseason. You should be able to get through spring football and not be bringing this level of negative attention to your program. This is 5 months in.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty
people are
bad.
talking about his girlfriend and what she does during practice and if she can get into the facility and where you met her and how old she is and what you wrote in her textbook.
I need him to make it to the season.
Correct.
Well, I think that's going to happen. And
I
then
need to see this for a few weeks.
You know what
How it
interview
goes.
I really am interested in hearing, and someone's going to do it one day, is talking, I don't know what her name is, talking to his ex-wife about all of this. Very curious.
And I said this before, how up until now, Bill Belichick had managed to, because we heard those comments from Julian Edelman. We didn't
Yeah.
say the word, but he was basically calling him a hypocrite about
Yeah.
how you've been to do your job, no distractions. He was always the zero distractions guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get on Spacegram or InstaFace. Like, don't do any of that. Like, he
MySpace.
purposely doing it that way. But I didn't know anything about his relationship status, his marital status. I mean, I think I had somewhere in my brain I'd known he was married, but I never cared.
No, it wasn't-
You never
it-
really talked about it. It wasn't a thing. It was Bill
Football.
Belichick was football
And
and
that's-
winning football games and winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it ever was.
This
I never
person-
concerned myself with it.
who did not let Gronk have a personality
Yeah.
on his team
Yes.
Yeah.
is posting Instagram photos with a 24-year-old mermaid.
I was about to say the mermaid.
What are we talking about?
It's tasteful, okay?
Tasteful.
I love the CBS interviewer too. It's like you're whimsical and it's very nice.
That word,
He was trying to be nice, like in the interview
whimsical
too.
and Billy
it
B will
didn't
never
work.
He's
go
so
together.
anti-zesty.
He's got a lot of zest. Well, I want to, since we're in the college football pulse, this was always one of my favorite bits of audio. And It sounds like when we talk about North Carolina football, they need to be more concerned about being dogs on the field. So my man David Bennett is going to tell you what UNC should be doing right now.
12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
I love it.
Dogs,
You've never heard that before, have you?
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
I could tell.
I loved it.
I could tell. David Bennett, Coastal Carolina.
Meow. Meow.
Imagine Ryan Day doing that.
I know, right? Crazy eyes. Like the look on this dude's face, too, if you watch the video. His eyes are popping out of his head. And the story, like the meaning of the story changes
no
3
sense.
times.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
I thought we were talking about like cats being cool and about how they look, but
in your story, the
about,
cat is going back crab crazy.
Yeah, but the cat's the one that's a maniac that's trapped in the house and can't get out. What is?
I thought that's the kind of intensity you want.
Yeah.
This cat is showing some initiative. He sees an opening.
Yes.
That screen door is open. I'm going to attack. I'm in here. I'm squatting in this house. It's mine now. That's an aggressive cat.
Yeah, you try to lock me in this place, I'm going to bust out.
I was listening to that and I was like, wait, whoa.
Where's this going?
What's happening? And then I was like, okay, the screen, meow. I'm like, what is going on? So that was great. Thank you guys for that.
Nicole Sheeran of 10 TV. It has been lovely. It has been lovely. Thank you for coming in and adding to the show throughout this past year.
Thank you for having me.
Lots of fun.
It's so
Thank
fun.
you so much. Boatman, good job with
you,
the
Timmy.
pulse. Just a real nice surprise.
Glad you picked out those other 2 stories.
Yep, we weren't going to get to those by a long shot. One of my favorite guys doing this will chime in and talk some Buckeye basketball with us and hopefully do something very cool while we're talking Buckeyes. Joey Lane will check in. That's next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick, but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A picture-perfect end of the week with temperatures in the low 60s, but a bit breezy out there for this Friday evening. Overnight, we'll fall back down to the upper 30s, cold enough to see some pockets of frost, but during the day, plenty of sunshine, light winds, and back in the low to mid-70s. With your 10 Weather Impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The show where we pay people extra to host with Timmy Hall. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall and Austin Ward hanging out with you guys tonight. And I thought we would go talk to one of my good buddies here. He's done a lot of shows on the Buckeye Show in the past when we would be Buckeye basketball slanted. Joey Lane, who was one of the team captains, he is actually on the golf course right now, which is something that you and I share in Austin. Joey, how is the round going so far, my friend?
Fellas, great to be with you as always. Timmy, you know my game a little bit. Short answer, not good. If I may complain here, I'll quickly complain. I am dealing with a little bit of a neck injury, and the fact that I'm out here and can swing, I'm happy, and that's what I keep telling myself. So we're on the tee box for the number one handicap hole right here at beautiful McRae in Lamont, Illinois, and Barrington, Illinois, maybe doesn't matter. Very excited to be with you guys nonetheless. Perfect timing because the group in front of us is slow as molasses.
This is like a PGA Tour walk and talk then.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Trying to be.
Before this interview is done, when it's time for you to get up to the tee box, is this describe the hole? He said it was the number one handicap hole. Give us the details of it.
Yeah, long par 4 with a soft dogleg right and water all up the right. Good angle if you go up the left side of the fairway in a perfect world, but you got to try and cut off a little bit or you're going to have 200 yards plus into this hole. So,
I can tell everybody exactly how Joey's going to play this because he's a natural drawer of the ball and he's a long hitter too. So he's an
athlete.
He's going to set up over that water. And where he talked about a soft dog leg right and he wants to be left on the fairway, so he's going to cut it over the angle and then draw the ball back, hopefully stay in the fairway safely on the left side. That's how you're going to play it, right, Joey?
If only it was that easy, but yeah, that's what I would that's what I would tell myself. My buddies who are playing with me were nodding their heads, and we'll see if we can execute it. So
yeah. Yeah, so when we're done here, you're going to put the phone on speaker, and we're going to hear club metal to the golf ball and see if you put yourself in position to try to grab a birdie or at least a par on this hole.
And Bodie's on the dump button in case the swing doesn't go well.
That was my next question.
Yeah. Bodie, we'll manage that. Well, again, part of this was just simply hearing your voice and laughing about you being on the golf course. So the Buckeye basketball team is in the middle of an important, I guess, rebuild, but also retention is a big thing with this roster. I know you got to be stoked that they got back guys like Devin Royal and John Mobley, and they're already pretty much assuming that Bruce Thornton will be back. So that's great. But ultimately, with the transfers brought in, how do you like their chances going into next year so far?
Yeah, from my perspective, I'm really excited about the types of guys they've brought in the sense that, last year it seemed like Coach Diebler was really focused on getting the most talent he could get on the roster, and they were really talented. That did not equate to winning basketball, and he said, you know what, screw that, I'm going to get my type of guys in here. Like a Gabe Cupps is a perfect example where him and Coach Diebler and Gabe on a personality test graded out the exact same way, which I think if your point guard is doing that, you're probably in a good space. So I'm really excited. I've had some really in-depth conversations with Jake about the roster, and he's really fired up. And, that resonates with the former players, and fans will see it soon enough, too, that he's really excited about this roster, and that gives me no choice but to feel the same way.
Joey, one of the things that I love about Jake Diebler is he has, I think, a great feel for outside the program communication, whether that's with the media, whether that's, using some of the things that he did this week to deliver some messages. But you also, it's sort of a catch-22. You don't necessarily want to be doing that in May and explaining yourself and and asking for that. It's where do you come down on that? I know where he's coming from, and it feels valuable, but it's it also kind of stinks that he has to do it right now.
Yeah, Coach Holtman was so good at being personable and relating to the fans and keeping people updated with what was going on in the program. And I think Jake, being in that coaching tree, right, wants to do that as well and have that fan connection because he knows how important it is. In a perfect world, would he have to explain his excitement with the roster? You'd think the fans would kind of speak for themselves there. Finding that happy medium of Jake being really excited and letting you know, but also not having to go out of his way to post a 4-minute update video would be nice as well, and I'm sure he feels the same way.
Joey Lane, our Buckeye basketball buddy, does work for Big Ten Network and ESPN Plus. He is very talented and coming up in the game as a college basketball analyst. And he's done work with us here in the past. He's on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I want you to listen to Tiger Woods hitting a big tee shot 20 years ago at the Open Championship to psych yourself up.
Oh, yes.
Baby. Oh. Listen to that sound, Joey. Listen, it's pure. Look.
Oh, yes.
Baby.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing. I hope I give you half that right here.
The second one wasn't you? I thought that he only played the clip once.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, that was me. Never mind. You're right.
How much longer until you get up on the box there? What's the wait here?
I'm ready for you right now.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
This is live golf coverage.
Joey Lane on the par 4. We're all waiting.
Yes. It's a little wasn't going to go right.
Did you hit? Did you hit?
I hit it.
Where did you put the phone?
Right next to the, honestly, probably a little too close to the tee.
We didn't hear anything.
He crushed it.
Besides my buddy screaming, it's in the hole. You didn't hear that?
We were excited for that. Yeah,
we heard that. I couldn't hear the. I needed
Oh yes.
I needed 3-wood or driver smacking the golf ball. You must have some fancy phone that cuts out the ambient noise.
Joey, you said it was an anti-right swing. Where are we?
We're if I'm being totally transparent, I'm hoping that I'm in the left rough right now. I might be on the left off the planet, so we'll see.
You little bit of you overcooked that one. What's your score? What hole are you on here? This hole on McRae in north of Chicago?
We are on hole 11, and I have made more double bogeys than pars, I think. So we'll just leave it at that.
You're looking at double-digit over par in this round?
Minor setback for a major comeback, Joey.
That's exactly right. Got a big round tomorrow with some buddies, money game, all that fun stuff. And we're just trying to get ready. In Chicago, it's not Columbus. We don't get to play golf all year round like I used to be able to.
And what'd you shoot What'd you shoot the first time I took you to York, Joey? Do you remember that score?
73, maybe?
Does that sound right? I think I had you at a 75, but that's still good. That's
75,
still good.
maybe? Well, GP had the round of his life. I remember that.
Gary Pettit, who's the sports information director for Ohio State basketball, is a stick, if people don't know. He went and shot par his first time seeing a brand new golf course. And he went bogey to shoot par.
To finish. That was such a fun day.
I remember following that round online. We were getting all kinds of updates on Twitter, but did not get the invite to go play. Must be nice.
Must be nice. A little NBN going on right there. Joey, love you, buddy. Thanks a lot for everything that you've done, and go get him next basketball season. Hope to see you on a lot of broadcasts.
Appreciate you guys. Congrats on all your success and the future to come for both of you guys. Really excited to continue to tune in.
Yeah,
thanks, Joey.
Appreciate that, Joey. And enjoy the rest of your round, we think.
I'm going to try. Thanks, fellas.
All right, there he goes, our guy, Joey Lane. Yeah, Joey was, I guess you can go back about 3, maybe 4 years when you could see he started his podcast, his Drive the Lane podcast. And sometimes that's how you get to know some of these former players that go and do it themselves. Yep. And you can see that they've got an interest in doing some things with the media. And I know that the setup that we had here for the Buckeye show was kind of pick my own co-host as we went about things. And so we're going to get to points in the year where Buckeye basketball would be worthy of having somebody. And the good thing about Joey, too, is that even though he played basketball at Ohio State, he's a football fan, too, and completely dialed into what's going on the gridiron. So he just became a good co-host here for the show in general. And I could see him going places even beyond this. And he wanted to move back to Chicago, his hometown, and that's what he did. I was sad to see him go, but happy that he went back at the same time.
Yeah, same, because we had him doing, Drive the Lane was with Letterman Row for a while, and we were helping, bring that platform along. But he didn't really need that help. He's got a brand, and he's got a personality, and he's got the drive and work ethic. That stuff was already clear when he was playing at Ohio State. When you do that as a walk-on, that's not easy. But, he's doing that all over again, and it's fun to watch his journey as well.
Yeah, really good person, too. And honestly, that story from being a walk-on to being a captain of the team, he gets to come back every year to the captain's dinners. I know that's something that he holds near and dear in his heart, as he should. That's a big accomplishment to have that connection with the basketball team. It's a Big Ten basketball program, one of the best that there have ever been, which is why this is a big thing to get these guys back to where they should be. I know all the former players talk about that all the time, but very cool to get the relationship that I've had with Joey through the years, and you too. So in one of Will Howard's lowest moments, he really impressed an all-time great. That is in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Donato's is bringing you huge savings on a large pizza. For a limited time, get any large one-topping Donato's pizza for just $10.99 when you order online and pick it up. That's right, just $10.99. I'm going with that pepperoni. But hey, you pick your favorite topping, then pick up your large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 when you order online using promo code PICKUP. That's promo code PICKUP. Pick up your Donato's and save today.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show that knows how to throw a big, giant Buckeye party. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, all you fine Buckeye fans, we are indeed brought to you by our friends at CareSource and also by Coors Light. We appreciate them sponsoring this lovely radio show. Party on, Austin.
Party on, Timmy.
Party on, Bodeman.
Oh, party on, Timmy.
And, you know, we'll before we're done here tonight, we will do something for old time's sake and test Bodie on one of his secret skill sets, because that's been a lot of fun to figure that out through the years. And I'm sure T-Bone and Tyvis, I'm gonna put the bug in their ear and let them know that you're good at a certain thing, and that will live on. We heard from Jack Sawyer from Big Ben's podcast in the first hour, and again, I listened to almost the whole thing, and it was a good hour and 20-minute conversation with those guys. So they were hitting on their journeys as youth football players, what different sports they could have gravitated towards, the recruiting process. Hearing Will talk about Penn State was actually good, and just how badly he wanted to be a Penn State Nittany Lion.
Yep.
And it was kind of crazy to hear the only 4 real offers he talked about having. Like Maryland was one, but he said there was more like a PFO or a PWO, preferred walk-on situation. So he had Rutgers, which couldn't have been too bad being a Pennsylvania kid for a Big Ten school. He had Minnesota, another Big Ten program. And then he had K-State, but also KU. And I don't know if that had just escaped me. I didn't know about that Will Howard had a KU offer in the bag. He seemed to shoot them down pretty quick, though.
I knew if I was going to Kansas, I was going to go to Kansas State because the Jayhawks were pretty bad at the time. And
hurt me, Rhonda.
True.
But he's not wrong.
Not wrong at all.
He's not wrong, but Coach Lance Leipold has started to bring them back. But Big Ben was really complimentary about Will Howard in one of his lowest moments early in the season when he didn't get down a second earlier than he could have to potentially get a game-winning field goal set up for the road game at Oregon. But Ben liked what he saw in the aftermath.
To me, and then you go on and you win every game except one, obviously. But you go win a national championship. You go beat that team again in the Rose Bowl. It wasn't even really fun to watch. I'm sure it's fun to play, but it wasn't fun to watch after a while. I told you, I won good games. But to me, that said more about who you are as a competitor. And I'm like, that's a dude I want on my team, because I've said a million times on the show when people ask me about linemen, give me a guy with more heart over talent, or talent and less heart.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about, and I'm sure he's had some teammates through the years in Pittsburgh that makes him think that way. They might have just shipped one off to Dallas.
See ya.
Because a guy that's got big-time talent is not there anymore. But Will Howard, again, he's sitting there listening to that. You could tell how much he appreciated that, and he talked more about dealing with that loss.
I could not have said it better myself. That is exactly what I was thinking in the locker room. I just let everyone down. I literally remember in the locker room going around to everybody in the locker room and hugging them and saying, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And almost every single one of these guys, I remember you being like, wrong with you, man? Why'd you just say that? And everyone almost to a T basically said, it's not on you. And at that moment, I was like, we got a special
Makes
group.
you feel a little better, but it still kills you.
But still, it sucks. It's brutal. Yep. Going to media after it sucks.
Hey, Will, it's not your fault.
Not your fault.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Thank God I remembered to edit that, too.
You did
my life
well.
flashed before my eyes when he got to that part. I'm like, I think I was doing the beeping in the studio. So good.
Bodie's life flashed before his eyes too. I distinctly remember that part, and it's funny that Will brings it up, having to go do the media, because he doesn't have to. He can say no, and a lot of players do. We only talked to, I think, 2 players after that game, and Jim Knowles came in as well, in addition to Ryan Day. And that's not uncommon for losses, and I don't blame them. It is incredibly difficult, and the scrutiny is hard, but that's what captains, that's what faces of programs, that's what quarterbacks do. So he came up there, described the process, took full accountability in a makeshift, horrible tent setting that Oregon used for their press conference, because I don't know why. Phil Knight didn't apparently pay for anything where you could have a press conference room, but Will Howard went in there.
You'd think it'd be better, right?
You'd think it would be
about the Nike empire.
You'd think it would be an actual room and not a tent where fans are just like, poking their head in.
UCLA doesn't even have a building to do a press conference in. They just set up by the highway.
UCLA doesn't have money, though. Oregon has Phil Knight. So that's a different matter. Anyway, I remember that, too, being accountability, turning point. Now, again, they didn't win in late November. We know that. But I think that was another reminder that Ohio State had the right guy.
Hey, Bodie, could you pop King on the line for us when you get a chance? Adam King for 10 TV. And while he's doing that, I'd said this off the top. I actually went back and found the first rundowns from this show, the first time that I was on the air doing the Buckeye show. So I start going back to December 11th, 2012.
Wow.
So like I mentioned, I got here in October of that 12-0 season. It was Penn State week, and December, this is after the Michigan game at this point.
Where did you find
this?
That's
it. I have documentation of all this, like in Microsoft. Wow. Every single rundown that I type up, there's a record of it somewhere. I don't have.
So you've had the same computer for 13 years?
No, but the the cloud.
Okay, all right.
Right? How great! So it was me and Bobby, and first segment that night, 6:00. Buckeye coaching staff picking up steam, and I write a couple of bullet points. I jotted down. I say, if you remember, one of the first things Urban Meyer said after the season ended is that he wouldn't plan on changing a thing with his coaching staff, but that he knows some of his guys are going to become hot commodities. That's always the case, right? Here's all the OSU assistants that have been talked about for other jobs. Everett Withers, linked to Southern Miss. Todd Monken is being hired, though. Kerry Combs, linked to Cincinnati, but Tuberville gets the nod. Tom Herman, linked to the Cincy job as well. Again, Tuberville. Stan Drayton, interviewed at Temple. He would later be the Temple head coach. He just left.
Yep.
He just left. And I said, this is good for business when your guys are wanted men. That was segment 1. We talked about how Jonathan Hankins was heading off to the draft, how that had become finalized. We had Brandon Castell on, Buckeye beat writer.
B-Cast Ozone.
Yeah, B-Cast Ozone, to talk a little Buckeye football way back when. And what else did I talk about? I was pissed off that Duke basketball was not ranked number 1 in the country. I guess I looked at their resume and thought that they should easily be ranked number 1. Did a segment called Silver Bullet Points. 3 keys to getting what you want to get out of the Savannah State game, Buckeye basketball and Savannah State. I said I want to see Deshaun Thomas keep expanding on the other aspects of his game. And I said the chemistry needs to be stronger with this team. And I want to see Kraft score. He's shooting. I was critical of Aaron Kraft.
No way.
He's shooting 37%, missed 12 shots at Duke.
Now I know this isn't real.
That was rundown number 1 all the way back in 2012.
I bet Bob was stoked to talk about whether or not Duke should be number 1 in a December AP poll.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what counterpoints he would have made to that, or just whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Timmy.
Yep. And so then, I had the stint doing mid-mornings here at the Fan, and then I wound up back here on the show, and it was May 15th, 2018. May 15th, 2018, so 7 years ago. The return. Mikey Young was the producer here, who left the Fan and went on to Vegas to do some other things. I haven't talked to him or communicated with him in a long, long time. I hope he's well. And it picked up saying, happy Tuesday, everybody. Remember me. These were my bullet points. Like talking to myself here. Talked about a little bit of what you're going to get on the show, a ton of Buckeye coverage on anything that's relevant in this world, an eyeball on the enemy up north, access to my domain. So the next time I nearly get into a fight over crosswalk misbehavior, I talked about that, or general human indecency, you will know about it. Police our town, everybody. It's your Columbus. Boy, that is really stupid. And topic number 1, we were talking about Dwayne Haskins, our new guy under center. And this was May.
Okay.
This was way before the 2018 season started.
Well,
we got our glimpse.
Because Joe Burrow is on the way out.
Joe Burrow is on the way out. And we got our glimpse of Dwayne Haskins in the game in 2017 season.
Sure did.
When JT Barrett got hurt and Urban wanted to get the feds on the case to find out why he got hurt.
That was one of the stranger press conferences I've been in as well.
Urban being all
trying to find
upset.
out who did this.
Yeah, I doggone.
We're going to launch an investigation.
You got camera guys out there trying to injure our players. This is not right.
I think
not right.
Because I asked the first question. It was just like, what'd you think about Dwayne? And it's like, they killed JT Barrett out there. We're
Joe
find
Thomas Barrett the
Joe
fourth
Thomas
is
Barrett
dead.
the fourth is lying in the streets.
All right, guys. Final segment here on the Buckeye Show. Looking at our last hashtags. It is next. Austin Ward is in. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Oh, hey, a fan show where you can be the star. Sundays at 11, it's the new Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Your calls, your tweets, your voicemails, your opinions. You can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Sundays at 11 on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Check out our great selection of sweet surprises for Mother's Day. You'll find colorful bouquets, decadent chocolates, and more. Happy Mother's Day from Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at the Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Timmy Hall, Austin Ward, the Bode man back there. Final segment of the Buckeye Show in this form. My guy, Brandon Beam, who I do have to thank because he spent a lot of time on this show and we have worked together. I got to thank him for all the work he put in and job he's done on mornings too. It's going to be, he's going to kill it here. He's going to be with you for a lot of shows next week. You guys have a great relationship, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm just going to slide up to 3 o'clock here starting on Monday with a lot of our other changes at the radio station, starting with T-Bone and Tyvis Monday morning at 6 a.m. They're going to do their first one there. Morning Juice with Bobby and Tito, digital on HD3 on YouTube, obviously on the Fan app, and then replayed 10 to noon on 10 TV Plus. So that'll be next week. So this is the last one right here for now, Austin.
Hard to believe. But you've done a great job with this, Tim. You've made it your own. It's been fun to contribute in, sometimes sitting in this seat, or if you called me up, 12 years ago for a segment.
I saw you on a lot of rundowns.
Yeah.
I saw you on a lot of rundowns when I was looking back through the past 12 years or so.
Especially, once practice started and football season was ramped up, then I felt like I would get more of your attention. But, you got to take the opportunities that are in front of you, and it feels like you've definitely maximized this one, which is why you're getting that. I don't know. I view it as a call up. That's the drive time.
It's drive time.
So, but you never.
It's what you dream. It's what you dream of doing. It's nothing against this show.
And that's what I was going to say, because you made this
a great job. This is a great job, and I've loved it here. And I appreciate the words and. Bodie, you've been a big part of this too. It's been fantastic working with you through the years and my other producers in the past as well. And all of the, I feel like I can't even name.
He just revealed though that he'll never talk to them again when they leave. Though, so you.
That's true. Yeah, you get big time now.
I don't know where he went. I think he went to Vegas and now he's dead.
Yeah, once Monday morning rolls around and I'm out of here by, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, you don't come in till later. It's just.
Bodie's still working.
Well, hey, can't Mike Young text me too? Don't you care about Columbus anymore?
Two-way street.
Let's go. But it took a lot of people to do this show. And to have the run that we've had, even when we came back and I was doing it the second time around, I was going solo for a good bit in the first year. And that's all well and good, but it's much better than even when it's going to be a rotating cast, it just sort of became a bigger network.
Yeah.
And it was a good way to get to know more of you. And even guys like Antonio Pittman have been in here and done the show. Chimdy was in here and did some shows.
DeVere, Tyvis. DeVere and
Tyvis
bring these guys along and give this is a good way.
Dane Sanzenbacher here lately too.
Yeah, because you have kept this show so focused on Ohio State. Sports in general, but Ohio State football specifically. That it's given a lot of these guys which is something that I've tried to do with the podcast that Berm and I do is like
and
give them an
that's been
opportunity.
good.
And if you but if you sometimes you ask them, other people be well, come in and talk about anything else, talk about the Cavs in one segment and the Reds on another. Like that's not, they know Ohio State football, so it's beneficial. Focus on what they know and let their personality shine. And I think that's what made this a great proving ground, feeding ground experience for all them. And you deserve credit for that too.
No, I appreciate it, man. And I can't thank everybody, but just the names that I already mentioned and anybody that's put their imprint on this show in either the first run or the last run when starting it with Bobby and doing it for a lot of years in two different iterations of it. It's been a blast. Really, really has been fun. All the different segments that we've put together, doing some of them here tonight for the final time, mainly the Power Five. That's been my favorite, doing the little ranker and all the other like on the trail segments, keeping an eye on recruiting, all the different, how many times Berm has been on the show, guys like Bill Kurlick. And I know Dave Biddle, he's done a lot of shows here with me in the past as well. So just everybody that is had a hand in this. And for you, Bodie, just to throw out a tweet, because again, the whole segment was hashtags, and I will point to Will Howard and Jack Sawyer again wearing the uniforms that might be tough to see for Cincy and Cleveland fans, but rookie mini camps everywhere, so a lot of social media content for Buckeyes that are getting their first toe in the water in the NFL world. And Jack was talking about Will, and Will was talking about Jack, and vice versa, and about their new opportunities, and they both signed, too. So seeing Jack Sawyer and the nice picture there tweeted out by the Steelers, we have signed linebacker Jack Sawyer to a 4-year contract, and there he is with the pen and the paper, and
I think that's the hardest adjustment is why he's a defensive end. Come on. I know that he could play 3-4 stand-up linebacker, but that's the toughest part for me. Everyone's just calling him a linebacker. He's never going to be that to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's Ohio State defensive end, Jack Sawyer.
We wish them luck, though. We wish those guys luck. Now, Bodie, for you, you have developed a particular set of skills. Set of skills that make you a nightmare for people like us.
He's been trying to find the most obscure matchup that he possibly could. I can see his screen. He's been looking for 15 minutes.
I have given you a wonderful year all the way up to the very last one. The 2018 Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Okay.
On Saturday, September 1st, you started off that season against the Michigan Wolverines, didn't you?
Yes, we did. 24-17 victory for the Irish.
Who was playing QB for you?
Wimbush and Book contributed to that one.
That's right. Then you rolled that into a home game on the 8th against Ball State.
Yes, even after this game, Julian Love said, let's be honest, we overlooked these guys, and we won, but it was 24-16.
There you go. Yes, it was. Then you had another little narrow one against Vanderbilt on the 15th.
This was the end of the Brandon Wimbush era because we realized he can't throw the football, and that was a 5-point win, 22-17.
Yep. Yes, it was. Then how'd you do when you went on the road to Wake Forest on the 22nd?
The Ian Book era kicked off, and we whipped them 56-27.
Unbelievable.
This is just uncanny.
That's 4 in a row. What about that home game coming back against number 7, Stanford?
Yes, great night for Dexter Williams, I should say. He missed the first 4 games because he hung out with Mary Jane a little bit too much, but that's all right. He came back, ran all over him. 38.
It's legal in most places.
Exactly.
38?
17?
Yes. How about one more? I'm going to skip way ahead.
All right.
I'm going to skip way ahead. You beat Northwestern 31-21.
Yep.
Then you came back on Saturday, November 10th, and you had a home game against the Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, that was 42-13.
Yes, it was. Yep. And Wimbush was back in the saddle again.
Book was hurt.
Mm-hmm. And what about that road game against USC to close it out?
Oh, yeah. Another, just like we started it, Timmy, we ended it with a 24-17 victory.
Flawless.
And then we went and played Clemson.
Flawless.
All fell apart.
Flawless. It's almost like you've got a sickness.
It's just unbelievable.
And another thing that you've had a sickness for is the movie Miracle, as we all know. So we'll leave it with the artificial intelligence, Bodie, giving us a performance of a lifetime.
Hello, I'm Bodie Wells, and I like to perform my favorite scene from the greatest movie of all time, Miracle, released in 2004, celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. here it is. Great moments are born from great opportunity, and that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight we skate with them. Tonight we stay with them. Because we can. Tonight we are the greatest hockey team in the world. You were born to be hockey players. Every one of you. And you were meant to be here tonight. I'm sick and tired of hearing about what a great hockey team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
It's a little bit off.
Wasn't quite Kurt Russell.
You should have ended it with letting him actually do the speech on his own. We didn't need AI Bodie.
AI is better. It's all going AI, man. That's where we're heading. So I think that's why we're okay for right now when you hear AI. To you guys, the listeners, I love you. I thank you so much for being a part of the show throughout all the years, and you'll know where to find me. Come Monday, it'll be all right. That's 3 to 6, Common Man and Timmy. So I'm excited to get it going. Austin, thank you so much, buddy.
Happy to be here. Congratulations.
Bodie, thanks, my man. Good luck.
Yep, thank you, Timmy. You too.
Good luck in the mornings. It is going to be awesome. All right, the Reds at the Astros in progress. Coming up next, signing off on the Buckeye Show. Have a good night on the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. May is officially here, and so are the rising temperatures. Before you know it, you're going to be wondering what else you can do to keep cool during the dog days of summer. Beat the heat and keep the AC in your home with Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. During their semi-annual sale, you'll get 60% off and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment, especially when prices are rising. So how exactly does Window Nation keep the prices affordable? Well, they work directly with top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. Plus, their windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Window Nation's semi-annual sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to get 60% off. Plus, a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. And you pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.